I unmuted my mic, right? Yes, I did unmute my mic. Here we go. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner. We have the Terran player. It's Volt. And in the bottom left-hand corner, squeaking out the last series, another trip to the grand finals, we've got the Protoss player, Illias. These players have grinded out through a grueling bracket, and it all comes down to this best of 5. 3 maps will need to be won in order to take home the championship. If you have not done that Matcherino code yet, get in there and hit us with that that coupon code. And we're going to get this. This is going to be a $50 prize pool no matter what, because if we don't get the $50 on the Matcherino, I'm going to cover the difference. But if you're interested in getting us free money from Matcherino, please don't hesitate to do that. Gateway on the way. Interesting placed gateway. I'm very curious about this gateway placement. I'm sure there's a method to it. I am just not presently aware of it. We also have gas. That looks like it was gas before barracks. I might have missed it. But the gas is coming. The barracks is coming. No, you know, it looks like Reaper fast expand based on the rally point of the SCV. Probe shows up, and the probe is going to poke away at this SCV. Will it be able to get the kill? It's going to be close. It does not finish off the kill. Another SCV will finish its work on the barracks. Reaper on the way. This probe will do an excellent job of interrupting the Reaper fast expand. That expansion, let's see, not really starting up too late. 20 minerals late. I mean, it's late technically, but it's really not that bad. A little bit of missed micro from Volt pulling that second SCV down, though, so he may have thrown him off balance a bit. Second SCV will be in a nice place to start up the second depot, and yeah, no complaints about that. Back across the map, a second Nexus has been started for Illias. No meaningful tech choices have been made yet. We've got a Cyber, and Warp Gate has been started. We've got an Adept on the way. Factory back at home for Volt. Let's see what he decides to do with this factory. Will we be getting... I was like, where am I hearing a probe fighting? Marine shows up just in time to save this SCV from the probe aggressor. Let's see if a Widow Mine drop will be the play. Widow Mine drop, a very, very popular way to approach this matchup from the Terran point of view. This Reaper running away desperately from this Adept. This Adept will have the wheels on the shade to catch up, but using the terrain, the Reaper is able to escape with its life. A Stalker pops, but not in time to stop the Reaper from escaping. The Reaper will get some health back, try and come back through for some more information. Adept coming across, looking for some information of its own. 2 ships pass in the night. Oh, they pass in the night once more. If you're the Reaper, you don't want to fight head on. Oh no, this Adept is in a good position to kill the Reaper when the shade finishes. And that will be the end of scouting for the time being for the Terran player. You really don't want to use your scans for scouting this early. Adept coming across. No bunker on the low ground. Let's see if this Adept is able to get some damage done. Is it going to complete the shade? I would think probably not. It will complete the shade. It is not afraid of 2 Marines. It does take Adepts 3 shots to kill SCVs. 1 SCV, probably not worth throwing the Adept away. Both players are going to be a bit in the dark about their opponent's plans. A Cyclone firing up. A Cyclone coming out of the factory. No Widow Mine drop. It's going to be a Cyclone and Marines and a Medevac. Went with the bunker in the main. Going to go ahead and salvage that now. Back on the Protoss side of things, a Twilight Council was added and Blink is on the way, so it will be a Blink Stalker opening from our Protoss. Blink Stalker very good at shutting down drop plays. And it won't be the drop we expected. It's not going to be the Widow Mine drop, but still with a... We'll see. We'll see. Oh, actually, here comes a Widow Mine now. It's not going to be a Widow Mine drop. It's just going to be a 8 Marine drop. Are they going to drop? What are they doing here? We'll be curious to see what the plan there is. A proxy pylon has been started towards the north side of the map, probably for scouting more than anything else. Cyclone coming around is going to be a bit of pain in the butt. Cyclone takes out 1 probe for its trouble. pulls these stalkers out of position while that drop is moving towards an aggressive location on the southwest corner. On the southwest, these Marines are posturing like they might get elevated into the base. What's the plan going to be here? He will elevator these Marines into the base. The drop is going to be in a position to get some lovely damage done. Immediately pulling the probes. Illias not in a position to fight this. Warping in a stalker, hoping to have a chance to delay things while his forces are being F2'd back. Not looking to stick around too much. Volt is just looking to keep his opponent off balance. We take a look at the... Oh! There is a way out of the base. He did mine a way out of the base, so now these stalkers are going to get on top of the Marines. This is a lot of stalkers. Blink is finished. They're going to jump on top. They're not going to get the medevac. The medevac is going to escape, and the medevac will confirm no golden base from his opponent. Probably a bit of a mistake here, allowing those Marines to keep fighting. There we go. Second blink, down goes the medevac. We were staring at it, but our opponent, our Volt, was probably back at home macroing. He is bringing this Liberator down around the north side. Back at home, he's got some Widow Mines. He's got some Marines. He's got a Cyclone. Firing up 3 more barracks. He's got 2 NG bays on the way. They're a bit late. And here comes this ragtag group of stalkers coming across the map trying to get some damage done. Stalkers are going to immediately jump on top, and they're immediately going to be able to kill the Cyclone, and they do use Blink to dodge the shot from the Widow Mine. So good trade so far. They need to move up and take care of this Widow Mine while they have a chance. There are some SCVs immediately pulled to be in position to repair. Was he distracted by the Liberator? Where's the Liberator? Yeah, I think he may have seen the Liberator on his mini-map. Liberator chilling here by the third base, waiting for the opportune moment to move in and start slaying some probes. Two forges in the main, not going for any upgrades just yet. We look at the production tab and really not a lot coming out here. Widow Mine drop in the main, no probe pull just yet. Downfall the probes. 14 probes will fall to this delayed Widow Mine drop. Well done by Volt. That is the kind of damage you need to get. F2 Stalkers looking desperately to shut down this drop after the fact, but even if the drop gets shut down by these Stalkers, it's already done enough to prove its worth. During that time, they were able to shut down the Liberator with minimal casualties. But the Liberator was the distraction, and the real deadly shot there was the Widow Mine drop. Floating a third base out is Volt. Volt and Illias neck and neck in supply. 60 workers to 50. So Volt, the Terran player, with a worker advantage, not what you expect to see. Fourth base firing up on the northwest corner here for Volt. For Illias. Pardon me. Moving out with some charge lots. Probably not expecting to get too much damage done here. If these do get timed quite properly, though, after this drop moves out, if he lifts these up and moves out, these come in where they left. They could potentially get a lot done, and that's looking like it might be... Oh, that's looking like a real possibility. They do not know about this. Very, very cautious. Volt not opting to move out with those units, and it ends up being a better decision than he's really aware of. Double scanning at the Protoss base. Keeping an eye out for any tech. He is going to see the upgrades getting double chronoed out. Robo just now finishing up. No Robo Bay yet, and a Robo Bay is really going to be the necessary splash damage until Storm. So Protoss really not going into any splash damage right now. Against a Bio Terran, no splash damage could be a big mistake. One Marine is going to hang out here and keep an eye on this choke point. Another Marine heading out to this choke point. He knows there's Blink Stalkers. He knows they could be out on the map. He's about to spot them. Spots the Blink Stalkers. Spots the very large charge lot count. Let's see what his reaction is going to be. 2 charge lots come in on the north side to cause the distraction. He will have to pull the workers and pull the army north to deal with this, but here comes the rest of the Protoss army. Charge lots on the horizon. They have been spotted. Will these Widow Mines get the damage they need to prevent this from being a devastating attack? Army's not even going to head towards the third. They're headed right into the natural. They'll catch a couple unburrowed Widow Mines before they have a chance to do any damage. The army of Volt is out of position, and this is not looking good. The mineral line is absolutely ravaged at the natural. 16 SCVs have fallen. Back on the other side of the map, a Widow Mine drop was able to clean up a few probes, but I don't think it's going to be... I mean, if you just die, it doesn't matter. 20 the SCV death count headed over 30. The meat grinders, these SCVs desperately try to battle. They get meat grindered away in that choke point. These bases are not long for this world. They need to be floated, but even if they are floated, stalkers shoot up. The base here has been taken down as well. Some bio awaits on the high ground. Oops. Bit of a lag there. I need to see what's going on with my computer. So yeah, we're down 37 workers for Volt to 58 of Illias. Illias is certainly getting the damage done he needs. This is so many charge lots. This is a ridiculous amount of charge lots. All right, looking to take his final stand, hoping for miracle Widow Mine shots. He is going to bait in, and he's going to get a good first Widow Mine shot. Oh, Widow Mines are going to do a lot of damage, but they're going to do some damage to the bio as well. And these tanky Zealots are going to survive. GG is called. Illias going up 1-0. Well done. Let's see what our second map is going to be. 1-0 for the Grandmaster Protoss. We're at 39.69 for the prize pool. Nice. So it looks like I'll be throwing about a little over $10 in to get us up to the $50 mark. Let's see what map they decide to go with next as we get into map 2. It's a best of 5 this time around. So this is not match point just yet. We are going into a best of 5. There's still a lot of opportunity for mixing up the strategies and really keeping things exciting. All right, Purity and Industry will be our next map. Excuse me, not Schniffles. All right, map 2, Purity and Industry. Let's see what happens. My dogs are locked out of my bedroom now, and they're not happy about it. Spawning in the top center, looking to even up the series 1-1, we have the Terran player. It's Volt. And in the right center, looking to bring up a 2-0 lead in this series, we've got the Protoss player. It's Illias. My first immediate thing that I notice is Illias has mixed up his placement for his first pylon. Not trying to block any Reaper cliffs. I'm not really sure if that's the thing you can do on this map. I suppose you could block this, but not the best Reaper map. I guess this is a Reaper spot, looks like. Gas starting up before a gateway? Interesting. Gas with no gateway is not something I'm really gonna... I don't really know what the plan's gonna be. I'm interested in seeing where this goes. Oh. That's the plan. It's going to be a proxy gateway. Proxy gateway, so there'll be no gateway in the main, so it'll be very, very important that Volt scouts with an SCV and recognizes that these shenanigans are coming. This is going to be an attack that hits much quicker than expected, possibly going to chrono out a couple stalkers, and really, without a gateway, without a bunker, it's really hard to deal with a couple opening stalkers. I think that'll be the plan, but I'm not experienced enough with the matchup to know for certain. Probe coming in, and if it doesn't come from a weird angle or anything, it is business as usual. SCV taking a bit of a weird angle on its way. No, never mind. Sorry, it's just a weird map. SCV is coming across for the scout, but the gateway is already finished outside his door, and it is going to be a zealot getting chrono boosted out. So he's going to have a zealot in his face very soon, not even waiting for the cyber. The cyber back at home is on the way, as well as the second pylon. I guess third pylon. We've got the proxy pylon. Let's see if Volt is able to make the necessary prediction here. He's going to see no expansion, which is the first. It's a bit of a red flag, not too bad. But as he comes through the main here, he's going to see two pylons, and he's going to see a lack of gateway. And you've got to immediately recognize that gateway's got to be somewhere. And I think he knows, as a zealot is already pounding on his natural. The only way a zealot could be here this quickly is out of some sort of proxy. He scouted it, but he didn't scout it in time to do anything. Let's see if he gets the cancel off on this nat. It'll be very important that he gets the cancel here. No cancel. No cancel on the command center is going to hurt very, very badly. This Reaper technically can deal with all these zealots. It can deal with zealots without charge for a long, long time. But as the Stalker shows up, the Reaper is no longer in a position to really prevent anything. Throws down a grenade, heads back to the high ground. He has got his bunker on the high ground, which is going to be nice. Twilight Council on the way. He's asking if he canceled, recognizing that he may not have. He did not. Can't give him that information, but he will get that later. Very uncharacteristic of players of this skill level to miss out on the cancel, but Volt being a good sport about it. Volt's a real nice guy. He's very, very active in the scene. Volt also sitting on a supply block, which is pretty painful. Just now starting that. Ooh, that's a rough supply block right there. Can't even drop supply to get out of this supply block. And that's also part of that is the consequence of losing the command center. If you're used to getting that extra supply from the command center, losing it early, it's very common that people get supply blocked. Second base up for Illias. Illias has a nice lead for himself. He's sitting on 29 workers to 23, which is a worker lead that is going to grow with time as a two-base player versus a one-base player. And I think he's gotten himself enough damage and enough of a lead to make this proxy opening worth it. This will be the end of the proxy. I'm going to go ahead and make sure he shuts down the gateway so no cheeky warp-ins back at home to try and get value out of it. Two zealots coming around the side. I guess just looking to be annoying, but these zealots are going to be no match for a Reaper and a Cyclone, both with great kiting potential. Second CC has been restarted here for Volt. Better late than never. Coming out of his starport, nothing just yet. He's got a tank on the way. He has Stim Pack on the way as well. Oh my gosh. These zealots running around the forces, not looking to fight the army head on, and will cause even further delays. 200 minerals seems like a lot, but the psychological warfare that he is performing on Volt right now is almost certainly worth it. The natural base continues to fall further behind with each passing second. As we pointed out, that worker lead is growing in favor of Illias. And here we go, a DT warped into the main. One DT on the mineral line, nothing here to deal with. The GG is called. The DTs are going to seal it off. Volt knows he's got no way back into that game. 2-0 for Illias as we head into match point. Illias looks to be in his element right now, playing some very, very scary StarCraft. He was the favorite for this tournament going into it. And so far, he's showing why that was the case in this final. Let's see if Volt has any tricks up his sleeve to force us into another game as we get into match number 3, match point of our grand final of Coach Clash 4. Spotting in the bottom right-hand corner, down 0-2 in the grand final of the Coach Clash 4. We've got the Terran player. It's Volt. And in the top left-hand corner, up 2-0 with a commanding lead, looking to close out the grand final. Done with the shenanigans of all these lower league players and their weird builds. We've got the Protoss player. It's Illias. Let's see what the play is going to be. An interesting start here. I've seen people do this. I think it's to get stuff across the map a little bit quicker. So Gateway is on the low ground. Nightshade is the map. These will be maps that these players will be experienced on. And they will have the opportunity to get some strategies that they may have prepared beforehand. Probe shows up across the map, once again being annoying. He's going to switch out, but this kind of micro, it's so worth it because it just drives your opponent insane. If you're the Terran player in that situation, yeah, he didn't get any meaningful damage done, but man, is he on your nerves. Cybercore is also going to be on the low ground. This is an interesting way to block off this Reaper Cliff. He blocks it on the low ground. I kind of like it. He is also going to be going Cyber before Nexus. So Cyber before Nexus would indicate a desire to be a little more aggressive, or it indicates a little bit of nervousness. He's a little nervous about what Volt may do after these last 2 games to try and climb his way back into this. Volt also showing a little bit of nervousness as he is throwing a bunker on the low ground. Reaper moving out, and unfortunately for the Reaper, it will miss the opportunity to get this probe, and this probe is going to be able to get a bit more scouting information. Reaper is still headed across the map. In fact, the probe is going to continue to be annoying, and the probe is going to delay this expansion, or it's going to try to. Yeah, probe is going to go ahead and get a kill. 1 kill on the probe. A Marine arrives, and a Marine will be able to take care of this probe. Another SCV will have to be pulled to finish the bunker, however. Back on the other side of the map, the Reaper did not fare super well. The Reaper was not able to get into the main. It was not able to get much information. To be fair, it didn't miss anything. But Volt has no way of knowing that. And Volt is almost certainly looking at his opponent suspiciously after the way these first games went. Adept shading in, looking to gather some information. The Adept will chuckle to itself as it sees the timing of this orbital command. He knows he's been obnoxious. He knows that it pays off. That's why he puts the APM into it. Adept shading forward once more. These Marines will pop out of the bunker to make sure they're in a position to chase it off. 1 SCV will fall to the Adept, and the Adept does look like it's in every position to escape. Shade is complete. Adept is out. So the Adept continuing to increase the annoyance. A Robo is on the way for our Protoss player. Let's see if the Robo Bay follows it quickly. I would expect the quick Robo Bay follow-up. And you want to go with the quick Robo Bay because you want to go into some splash damage to deal with a player who has shown nothing but bio looks, and bio will be the continued path. Investing in the Cyclone. So the problem is, investing in the Cyclone here is probably something that he would have done because he expected another Stargate opener. And this all goes back to him losing that Reaper and not getting in the main. When he loses the Reaper, he's not going to be in a position to get into the main and see what's going on. Forge and Robo Bay on the way. Maybe a Disruptor drop? We can hope. We can only hope. Second Observer is about to pop. I would expect to see a Warp Prism starting after that if we're going to have a Disruptor drop. Nope, it's going to be a third Observer. He's probably just going into quick Colossus. Colossus do a nice job of dealing with the heavy bio army while you buy time to get into Storm. Robobay finishes up. Extended oh no, what is this? What is this upgrade? Interesting. Is that Drilling Claws? I think that's Drilling Claws. I should know this. Third CC has been completed for Volt in his main. He's not in a terrible position. He's generally behind in the game, but as a Terran player, he has the power of mules to try and climb back into this. He is going to get a nice scan, and he's going to go ahead and see the Robo Bay. The Colossus is in production. No extended Thermal Lance just yet. So if you see the Robo Bay, you know it's going to either be Disruptors or Colossus, and you really are going to want to add on a couple of Vikings. The Vikings can deal with the Colossus very well, and they can also deal with the Warp Prism if it is a Disruptor drop. Hallucinated Phoenix comes take a look around. Going to have a pretty good idea of what is coming. Bio. 2 more barracks on the way is another bio commit. Might not know about the Drilling Claws, but I'm not sure Drilling Claws. I don't know. We'll see. Drilling Claws does a lot against me when I'm playing Zerg. But I haven't come on... when I'm in my adventures as Protoss, I haven't played against a lot of Drilling Claws. So interested to see what happens. Extended Thermal Lance on the way. Very important upgrade if you are going to go the Colossus tech route. Second Colossus just now popping. Upgrade is on the way. +1 attack about to finish. A little bit of a delay there starting up another Colossus. Interesting, interesting. A lot of money floating on both sides right now. You'd really like to see some of this money spent on some more units or more production. He has gone ahead and invested in a couple more gateways that are just now bearing fruit. Floating a lot of money right now. Back on the Zerg side of the map, +1 is about to finish up. We've got Stim on the way. We've got Marauders and Marines popping out. Third base is floating down to its location. There is an observer chilling on the army. I would like to see a scan. Please just scan. Know what it is and scan. Have the intuition. There will be no scan. So yeah, this observer in a prime location to see any tech switches or any sort of army that is massing. And currently the army that the Terran player is investing in is going to have a hard time dealing with this Protoss army. While the Protoss army on the ground is a little stalker heavy for my taste. Though, as long as the stalkers can body block while the Colossus from the back line mow through the bio, it is going to be very, very hard to deal with. And the stalkers aren't going to make the mistake that Zealots would make of running into Widow Mines and just getting themselves obliterated. Army of Illias moving in towards the northeast side of the map. Oh, he's going to catch this drop. A Widow Mine drop is coming from Volt, but it is going to go right over the army, which will be a nice scout. Won't be nice for the Widow Mine drop and the damage that he's hoping to get. +2 has been started up for Volt. We've got Stim finishing up. No combat shields just yet. Combat shields has not been invested in. A little bit of back and forth scrumming in the middle of the map. He recognizes that that is a lot of Protoss, and he is falling back, trying to get his forces together. He has added a Viking on. 2 Vikings is better than no Vikings, but will 2 Vikings be enough to deal with these Colossus? Oh, 1 Viking is going to fall for free to the Stalkers. Another one ahead of its forces. The boys are pulled. The Stalkers are doing good work at zoning out this bio away from the Colossus. The Colossus made quick work of all of the SCVs. Downfall to bio. GG is called. Our grand champion of Coach Clash 4 will be Illias with the 3-0 victory. Well played.